Right. It's
Nah, all
rain.
praise.
What you loading up the website? I mean the YouTube
Yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah. Just loading it up real fast. All right, so all right, we go ahead and get started then, y'all. Y'all know how we do it. Before we get started, anybody got any questions? Anything on your heart, mind, or soul? Uh, so I might want to talk about.
I got something.
Go on ahead, bro.
I seen some brothers on Facebook dancing. They call it Memphis juking. Looked like they was doing some tutting, some hand enchantments, and some sorcery going on up in there. What y'all think about that?
I ain't even seen it.
Well, Memphis juking, that's a form of dancing. You know,
Yeah.
the dancing itself ain't got nothing to do with sorcery. But yeah, I mean, of course, I wouldn't doubt what you're saying though. But that's something as all. I can't say that the jukers out there using sorcery because that's something they've been doing for a long time. It's just a form of hip
Right.
hop dance.
And
Look
and
like
then
they was.
Just like you had break dancing, pop locking, then you got juking. It's kind of like pop locking, but.
Yeah, they was
and,
tutting though. Doing the hand gestures and all that.
and then like
Yeah, I
I don't
think
know
that's
about the
probably
hand
a
gestures.
particular group doing that, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, this might be.
You know?
I don't know about the hand gestures, but that's like an offshoot of Indian fire dance. Like, are y'all hip to like how the Indians used to dance around a fire and how they would kick their feet and I forgot what they called it.
I seen that. I know what you're talking about, Stacker.
Yeah,
But
I forgot the name
did it
of it though.
originate out of Memphis, Tennessee, or something, or Memphis?
The style how they do it, yeah, that's Memphis all day. We
Yeah,
used to we used to call it cranking, but they used to now they did like a lot of the originals. Like you remember when 3 6 Mafia was popping,
oh yeah, Crunchy
you
Black
know?
used to do that all the time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So it kind of was that was the era. We used to call it cranking, but you know how everybody had their own style of doing something. Juking it's totally different though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm gonna
We
find the
moved to that. We
video and
moved.
I'm gonna send it in the group chat.
Yeah, I thought something about it too.
Yeah. So like they be getting in the spirit,
Hey, right
some
here.
type of spirit, boy. They be
Sometimes we don't play.
be gliding across the flow, man.
I wonder if we
No,
talking about
there's
the
some
same
some
thing.
Man,
dudes out there that's pretty tough, and then a lot of them just dance. Like when they handle competitions. Just the instrumentals. It don't even be no move. Like you and your homeboy make a beat, and then y'all put a little dance to it, and that be it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the new schools, they don't even use that old school, rap music. But the hands ain't even got nothing to do with it. Just balance is just footwork. Juking is so. I mean, hands. That's something they added in there.
It just reminded me of tutting, like they was doing back in ancient Egypt. Shit, the
Now
sorcery.
I gotta look that up. I'm not hip to tutting. I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
just watch
juking
Michael
itself is
Jackson video.
footwork.
Remember the times.
It's
That's all you
all
gotta watch.
footwork.
Ah, okay,
And that Katy
okay.
Perry, she had that ritual on stage. I don't remember what venue she was performing at. She came out in the Egyptian outfit, and they was all tutting on stage and stuff. Yeah. It's a type of witchcraft. Hello.
Yeah. All right, so my bad, y'all. So,
Well,
can we be heard?
I heard y'all.
Okay, okay, all praise. All right, so shoot, we gonna go ahead and
Something
get started then. Levi, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here, Bruce.
Okay, all praises, all praises. So y'all know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Odom Mill kills the dick. Um, our high priest, Yeshua Hamashiach, locally known as Jesus the Christ. We bringing forth the law to all male, female, free bond, rich, poor, Jew, Gentile. So we're gonna open this up like we always do, y'all, with the rules, establishing law and order. So with that being said, man, you know how to run it.
All right, family, going to Isaiah chapter 28,
Do.
verses 9 to 10. And And it reads on this wise, family. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
Right. So that's two questions that's being asked or that's being presented. To whom shall the Most High teach knowledge, and to whom shall he make to understand doctrine? And when we talking about doctrine, we talking about sound doctrine, where it's complete on all four sides. There's no holes or what we call hospital gown doctrine. When you all front and no back. So that's what it say when the Most High telling when he asking a question, to whom shall he make to understand doctrine? It's complete. It comes from all four sides, north, south, east, and west. It covers all angles. You know what I'm saying? It don't leave no holes or no leak. You know, it's sound. So come on.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Right, because see the Most High can't teach you can't teach a baby or a spiritually immature individual knowledge and sound doctrine because they're not spiritually mature enough to be able to handle it. You know what I'm saying? They still on milk. Just like a baby is not strong enough or hasn't developed enough to be able to handle strong meat. You know, you have to feed them properly. You have to feed them with things that are that a baby can eat until he becomes strong enough to be able to handle strong meat, to be able to chew it, to be able to digest it. Then you will start feeding him meat, but until then, he's still on the breast. Come on.
For precept must be upon precept.
So that's the first rule. The first rule of law is to make sure that precept must be upon precept. And when you look up the word precept, it's a rule. Is a rule of law that governs. No. It's a rule that regulates both thought and behavior. So that's what he explaining to you. He's explaining to you that a precept is a rule that governs thought or behavior, and that must be upon precept. Precept must be upon precept. And when you look up the word must, it means something that should not be overlooked or that cannot be overlooked. Something that is necessary. So he ain't just telling you this for it to go in one ear and out the other. He telling you this is how you begin to understand knowledge and how you begin to understand sound doctrine. Its first precept must be upon precept, and understand that precept uh has to be under the correct order or the correct priesthood, or else you will be found drawing two precepts from two different priesthoods. You know, like you can draw, like you could grab a precept for the Sabbath day under Aaron, but then a precept under Melchizedek might be totally different. Even though they both talking about the Sabbath, the rules that regulate thought and behavior might change under the different administration. You know, because Aaron was more focused on the physical. Melchizedek is about the thought and the intentions. You know what I'm saying? So it changes. So you have to be very, very aware of what priesthood you pulling precepts from or you pulling scriptures from, and make sure they coming from a Melchizedek standpoint, because this is what we are under now. So, you know, you get scriptures like on the I mean, you know, on the Sabbath day that tell you, you know, you can't kindle a fire. You know, it's certain physical things that you can't do on the Sabbath day under Aaron, but it might change under Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be very conscious and very aware of that. So again, precept must be upon precept. Come on.
Precept upon precept.
Uh-huh.
Line upon line. Line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
That's right. So you see that's how it all works together. You know, the first step is to do precept upon precept, and then when you do that, you branch out to here a little and there a little, or yeah, line upon line and here a little and there a little. You know what I'm saying? And these is the building blocks the foundation of coming into knowledge or being taught knowledge and being made to understand sound doctrine. Because when you follow these rules, uh it helps you to work out problem solving in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It helps you to make sure you on the right track and to make sure you leaning not to your own understanding when you follow these rules. Be safe. So all praises. So let's keep going.
All right, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 19 and verse 15.
Let's get it.
All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 19 and verse 15. And it reads on this wise: One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin, in any sin that he sinned, at the mouth of two witnesses or at the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established.
So you see that? So the matter should be established on 2 or 3 witnesses. You can't pull one witness to establish anything or to make or to thinking that you're gonna establish something or establish the matter just by pulling one witness. No, that ain't how it works. You need two to establish the matter, dealing with the same subject matter, painting the same picture. You know, you can't give us 2 witnesses that they ain't got nothing to do with one another. Just because they got the same word bosom in there, you think these are precepts. No, that's not. I mean, that's not what a precept is, or that's not what a witness is, I should say. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? A witness is like you got Jeremiah 31. It talks about the new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And then you got the same thing, same subject matter, in painting the same exact picture in Hebrews the 8th chapter, where it's talking about the same exact thing, and these are called two witnesses. You got Jeremiah saying the same thing that Paul is saying, and it's establishing the matter, letting you know that this is a sure thing. So we got to keep that in mind, y'all. So come on, let's keep going.
All right, this is we're gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 6. And it reads on this wise. It says, At the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death.
All
But
right.
at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death.
So you see that? So you can't even put an individual to death on the testimony of one witness. So it has to be 2 or 3 witnesses that an individual can be put to death on. So come on, where we going next?
And this is 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 1. And it reads on this wise. It says,
Mm-hmm.
This is the third time I am coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
In the mouth of two or three witnesses shall every word be established.
So you see that? So every word is established on 2 or 3 witnesses. Let's keep that in mind, y'all, moving forward. And we must hold ourselves to that. And we got to hold everybody else to that. Anybody that call themselves opening this Bible and playing and want to get into this Bible, they must play by the rules. You must hold them to the rules. Or else, it'll be um it'll turn into a debate. It'll turn into a debate. And you know what Jake say, debates are for snake. The Bible doesn't teach debating. The Bible teaches with all your get understanding. And the only way you can get understanding is by establishing the rules. It's no different from if you playing any game. The most confusing game in the black neighborhood is Uno. Why? Because no matter what house you go to or who you play with, the rules are going to change. No, man, you can't throw that down like that, man. No, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
facts.
no rules being established, it opens the door for confusion. And the Most High is not the author of confusion. So we have to be very aware of that, y'all, and
You
make
know,
sure that
something I just thought about, bro. Why you just said that? What makes this so, real is the fact that people never read the rules to Uno.
never,
Never.
never, bruh.
I've never seen us go down and before we play Uno, we sat down and read the rules. And that's
Bruh.
the reason why we have so many issues with the Bible, because we don't sit down and read the rules of the Bible
Yeah,
and get the rules to life from the Bible.
absolutely.
So it'd be
So
chaos. It's a
so
free
now,
for all.
right now, it becomes a yelling match.
Yep.
And no, bro, I was playing it at my cousin auntie house, and we were playing it like this, man. And I'm telling you, this how you play it,
Or this my perspective on the game. This my
right?
perspective.
So the rules change no matter where you go. But see, that's not so with the Bible. If we establish the rules, then everybody is on an equal playing field. It opens the door for reproof and correction. You know what I'm saying? It opens up the door for everybody getting a sound understanding. You know what I'm saying? So no matter who you are, from the most prominent individual among you to the most least prominent individual amongst you, everybody can be reproved and corrected by anybody. You know what I'm saying? If the head goes off, the pinky toe can tell it you're tripping. Get yourself in order, or the Most High gonna take you out.
Straight
Just
up.
because the head holds that high position, the pinky toe is still on equal playing ground, because under this law is no, I mean under this order, and with the Most High there is no respect of persons. So just because you LeBron James, it don't mean you gonna get a pass on the day of judgment. That don't mean that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna come onto the day of judgment and you gonna be like, yeah, Most High, I'm LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High gonna he gonna can I get your autograph? And he gonna start fumbling at the mouth, and he gonna bow down because your name LeBron James, or you Beyonce or Jay-Z or any
Or
other
Dwayne
prominent
Wade or
individual you want to
anybody.
name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, the judgment is gonna be the same from everybody, for the rich and for the poor. The Most High don't play any respect of persons, and we don't play respect of persons neither. We got to tell
Nope.
it like it is. Tell it
That's
like it
right.
is. So, with that being said, y'all, we gonna go ahead and get into this lesson, and it's gonna be kind of a continuation of the one we did a couple weeks ago, y'all, with about the lewd and adulterous wife. We gonna get a little bit more into that. We're gonna get a little bit more into that. So we're gonna open this up, and before we get started, I want to look up the word covenant real fast, if you would, Levi. The word covenant.
Covenant. All right. 1 second.
Especially now, y'all, and that we just got done celebrating the Passover. We thick, we knee deep into the feast of unleavened bread. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a better time to go into this, because see, over 3,500 years ago, our ancestors was delivered out of the land of Egypt by the hands of the Most High and His only begotten Son, with great signs and with great wonders. And we was led into the wilderness to Mount Sinai, where we entered into a covenant with the Most High. Our ancestors did. You know what I'm saying? A
Right.
covenant which we break repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get a little bit into that, y'all, and we gonna see, you know what I'm saying, some things that we did and some things that we need to correct moving forward, and understanding what it is to enter into a covenant with the Most High. So right now, what we looking forward to is the marriage supper of the Lamb. You know, where we gonna enter again and share into a covenant with the Most High and His only begotten Son. So whenever you ready, bro, run that for me.
All right. It says covenant, a written agreement or promise.
What?
A written agreement or promise,
So the
usually under seal between two or more parties, especially for the performance of some action.
Oh man, read where you find that definition there. I gotta read that. Where you just read that at?
Google.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, Merriam-Webster.com. Okay. It says
Merriam Webster.
a written agreement or promise, usually under seal between two or more parties, especially for the performance of some action.
So you see that? So that describes perfectly the covenant between the children of Israel and the Most High, because he made an agreement or and a promise to us. And we made an agreement and a promise to him, and we both agreed together to perform a particular action. So we gonna get into it, y'all, and we gonna see what that agreement and what that promise was, so we can understand it perfectly. So we gonna open this up with Exodus the 19th chapter, Levi.
All right.
Exodus 19.
What verse you want to start with?
We're gonna start it in verse 1.
All right, family. Reading out of the book of Exodus, chapter 19, starting in verse 1, with the Most High's permission, in the name of his only begotten beloved Son, who lives forever. And it reads on this wise. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai.
Right, so this 3 months after celebrating the Passover, and coming out of the land of Egypt. Fast forward that we in the wilderness of Sinai. Come on.
For they were departed from Rephidim.
Rephidim.
Rephidim? Okay,
Yeah.
Rephidim. And were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses went up unto Yah, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings,
Come on.
and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant,
And do what?
keep my covenant,
And keep my covenant, which again is an agreement between two parties. He's saying, if you will hear my voice, indeed, and keep my covenant. Come on.
then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine.
So you see that? So this was the promise. This was the promise that the Most High was going to perform to the children of Israel if they if they obeyed his voice and kept his covenant. He said we would be a peculiar treasure above all people unto him. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. It's the same thing when you read Deuteronomy 7 and 6. It reads, For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So know and understand that this was the promise, that this was one of the promises that the Most High had made between him and our ancestors, that we will be a peculiar or a special treasure to him above all other people upon the face of the earth. And when he say all other people, that's what he means. We above all other people if if we obey his voice and keep his covenant. As long as we doing that, he said y'all above all people. And he ain't just blowing smoke out his rear end, because he said all the earth is mine. Everything on earth is mine. I give it to whom I want to give it to. And he said, if y'all do these two things, then look, y'all will be my special people. Come on.
Verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests.
What type of kingdom?
A kingdom of priests.
A kingdom of priests. And understand what a kingdom of priests is. A kingdom of priests is or a priest is an individual that speaks the oracles of God, teaches the oracles of God. And that's what he's saying we was gonna be, a kingdom of priests. And what else?
And holy nation.
In a holy nation. When you look up the word holy, it means set apart. So he was saying that you're going to be a kingdom of priests. You was going to go forth and you was going to spread this my word to the rest of the world. And you was going to be a set apart nation. Set apart because you got my word. Y'all the only individuals on earth that I've given my word to. So it makes y'all set apart. Come on.
These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Right? Come on.
And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which Yahweh commanded him.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people answered together and said, all that Yahweh hath spoken, we will do.
We will what?
Will do.
So you see that? So now they're agreeing to everything that the Most High has said. They said now we are agreeing to it. Everything that he said, we agree to do. So this is an agreement. At this point, it's them it's us entering into a covenant with the Most High. No different from a marriage. That's what a marriage is. A marriage is a covenant. Two people agreeing to perform a particular action. And that's what it is. We agreeing with the Most High to enter into this covenant, to obey his voice and to keep his covenant. Come on.
Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Moses, lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Moses, go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set bonds unto the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. Therefore, there shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet sounded long, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mountain unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day, come not at your wives. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount, excuse me. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke because of Yahweh, descending upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the
Mm-hmm.
whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and Yah answered him by a voice. And the Most High and the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount. And the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount. And Moses went up. And the Most High said unto Moses, go down, charge the people lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze.
What verse
And
you read?
many of verse 21.
How many more verses you got in there? My bad.
Just like 4, 5.
All right, read that. I don't know.
Verse 21 again. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. And let the priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And Yahweh said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up thou, and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he
Mm-hmm.
break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for that.
All right, go to Exodus chapter 24. Starting 1, 2.
He said, start with word.
Starting verse 1.
Okay. All right, family. We're on to Exodus chapter 24. Exodus chapter 24,
Mm-hmm.
starting at verse 1. And it reads on this wise, family. And he said unto Moses, Come up unto the Lord, thou and Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and
Mm-hmm.
worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord, and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, All the words which Yahweh have said will we do.
Mm-hmm. Read that again.
Uh, and all the people answered with one voice
With one
and
voice, meaning they was all in agreement. Everybody was in agreement. Come on.
said, All the words which Yahweh have said will we do.
Mm-hmm. So again, that's an agreement or that's a covenant. So we agreeing to keep we agreeing to obey the voice of the Most High and to keep His covenant, which is keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what we agreeing to. Come on. And look, notice that we had the opportunity to say no. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't tell us he wasn't forcing this upon us. He just asking them, he told Moses, look, this is what it is. If they do X, Y, and Z, then I promise to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? And he said, go tell the people. The people had the opportunity to say no. Just like if a man proposed to a woman, see, this is what the Most High doing. The Most High is proposing to us. He proposed and he said, "Look, this is I'm willing to marry you upon these terms. Do you agree? Do you want to do you agree to enter into a covenant with me or to enter into a marriage with me upon these terms?" And Moses went and presented it before the people, and the people saying, you know, with one voice, all the words which the Lord has spoke, we will do. Come on.
Verse 4. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and building an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel.
So notice, look, so now notice Moses is putting this in writing. Moses is putting it in writing, showing you that, the Most High got paperwork on us. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just one of them one of them things where where you can't where you cannot have any paperwork. You need paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Everything should be established in writing. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High putting paperwork on us, letting it be known, shoot, that if you got anything to say, look, He gonna slap it right there before you. Look, this the covenant right here that we make. And look, and he told them to put this covenant in the ark. I mean, this covenant that we made with him. He told them to put it in the ark of the covenant.
Mm.
It was put in the ark of the covenant right along with the rod that budded that Aaron had, and a few other things. Some manna bread and a couple other things was put in there too. So come on.
And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the book of the covenant,
The book of the what?
the book of the covenant,
Mm-hmm.
and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord hath said will we do, and be obedient.
So you see that? So again, there you go. Moses again, he read everything that was in the book. Or everything, the whole covenant contract or marriage contract. Moses again reads it before the children of Israel. And again, the people say, we agree. We agree. All that was said that we should do, we're gonna be obedient to it. Everything we'll be obedient to it. So essentially essentially this like a woman saying, yeah, I do. I agree to get married to you. Come on.
Verse 8. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant,
The blood of the what?
the covenant.
So this is the blood of the covenant. Is no different from what the Messiah was saying. He was like, "Kern, this is the blood of the covenant that's been shed for many for the remission of sin." It's the same thing because that's what it was when the Messiah and his disciples ate, or what we did at the Passover. It's us entering into a covenant. And we're gonna get that right after we done with this. We're gonna go right there. So come on.
Which the Lord have made with you concerning all these words.
Mm-hmm.
Then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the Elohim of Israel. And there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone,
Mm-hmm.
and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness.
So
And
now it's
upon
just describing the body of the Messiah that they seen. You know what I'm saying? It was just saying under his feet, it was like a paved work of a sapphire stone. You look up sapphire, if I'm not mistaken. Sapphire is the color is the color of blue. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. Let me make sure I'm right. But I believe it's the color of blue. Like if y'all ever seen the movie The Titanic, when y'all see
I think
that
it is blue. Yeah,
yeah, I do too. But when y'all see it, when y'all see the movie Titanic, yeah, it is blue. It's like a deep. It's
yeah,
a
Yeah,
because
deep
bro.
ruby
blue.
is red. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a deep blue. So when you look at it, if y'all ever seen the movie Titanic and y'all seen that necklace that Rose had
Rose
on,
had around her neck.
yeah, they call
Okay.
it what, the heart of the ocean.
Yep.
That's
They just
because
called
it
it
was
that.
like it was dark, like it was dark blue, like deep, like the deep ocean. And that's how he describing uh what he had seen under the feet of the Lord. He said, and under his feet as it were a paved work. A paved work. As it were, I mean, a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven and his clearness. So that's what he described, and when he's seeing the Lord. But look, we could hold it right there because I just wanted to show that covenant that we had agreed upon, with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Coming up out of the land of Egypt, we all entered into a covenant as a nation, as a whole, not as individuals but as a nation. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get into things and showing you where like when when the nation goes off, everybody suffers from it. Everybody suffer from it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we was thrown head first into Babylon, but it was righteous individuals that was there in Babylon. Daniel,
hmm,
Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. These were all righteous individuals, but they still they still came up under the curse of the law because of what the nation was doing as a whole. So it's still the same to this day. We all suffer as a whole. We all suffer as a body. It's just like being a part of the body of the Messiah. If one part of the body suffer, the whole body suffer.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a toothache, that's gonna hurt your whole body. It's going to affect your whole body. You know what I'm saying? If you cut your pinky toe off, it's going to affect your whole body. So in like manner, what we do as a whole is going to affect every individual. You know what I'm saying? There's no separating, us as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So let's hold that and let's get into this Matthew 26 so we can show the Messiah establishing a new covenant with us. A new covenant with us during the same exact time. Right after the Passover. During the Passover.
Right.
Starting in verse 27.
Right, family. We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 26, starting at verse 27. And it reads on this wise. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it.
What verse you in?
27.
My bad. Starting 17. Did I say 27?
Yeah.
Okay, starting 17.
Okay. Matthew chapter 26, verse 17. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread.
Of what?
Unleavened bread.
Come on. And remember, unleavened bread is a 7-day feast. Come on.
The disciples came to Yahshua, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, the master saith, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Yahshua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me.
Mm-hmm.
And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, he that dipped his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed.
Mm-hmm.
It had been good for that man if he had not been born.
So you see that? So this is the punishment for him. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, it would have been good if you would have never been born than to betray the Son of Man. Come on.
Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I?
And look, and he already knowing it's him. Why you asking, is it you? You already know it's you. Come on.
He was following the crowd, bro.
Right. Right. He ain't want to stand out. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
It just be like when somebody fart, you be like, oh, who farted?
Right. You be like, shit, whoever smelt it dealt it.
Right. He said unto him, thou hast said. And as they were eating, Yahshua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it,
Mm-hmm.
for this is my blood of the New Testament.
So ain't that the same thing that Moses said? It's the same exact thing that Moses said. Moses said he spoke the words in to the people, and then he took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant.
Yeah.
And when you look up these words, they both interchangeable. Covenant and testament. Testament and covenant. They both mean the same thing, a contract or an agreement. When you look up the word testament, it comes from the Greek in the Greek concordance, it comes from the it's G1242. When you look it up, it means a contract or a covenant or a testament. So that's what it means. It's the same exact thing as a covenant. Is an agreement between two individuals or two or more individuals to do something particularly. And this what he's saying the same things that Moses said. You know, he taking the blood and he's saying this is the New Testament. This is the blood of the New Testament. Come on.
For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
For the remission of sin. So we have to understand that, y'all, this is us entering into what's called the new covenant. See what Moses did, Moses set up the old covenant. You know what I'm saying? And when you get into the book of Hebrews, it started explaining to you that fault was found in that covenant. That covenant was never meant to last forever from that perspective. But this covenant right here is an everlasting one, given to an individual with an everlasting priesthood, given to the Messiah with an everlasting priesthood. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, and that remission is the cancellation of a debt or a charge or a penalty.
Absolutely. And it'll always be tied to blood. It'll
Mhm.
always be tied to blood, because when you read Leviticus 17 and verse 11, it says, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood." So that's where the life comes from. If you bleed out, you die, because that's what a life is in the blood. And it says, "And I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement or remission for your soul. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement or remission for the soul." So that's why he had to come, and blood had to be shed, because without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sin. It is no remission of sin. So that's what he doing. He entered. He at this point, his blood. When you do this, I don't want to call it a ritual, but when you do this ceremony, this communion, breaking the bread and drinking the wine, is symbolizing entering into this covenant. Because that's what we're gonna do at the marriage supper of the Lamb. We're gonna break bread and we're gonna drink wine. Is a thing uh under the order of Melchizedek. Is what we do. That's why when Shem met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings, he broke bread and drank wine with him. So all right, come on, let's keep going.
Verse 29. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
So see, and that's what we all looking forward to, when we really drink wine and we can toast it up with the Messiah in his Father's kingdom. But right now we just rehearsing. We just doing it as often as we remember him. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's symbolizing us entering into a covenant with the Lord, a covenant, a marriage agreement. You know, every time we do this, so when we did this on the Passover, that was us saying, yes, we agree to do everything that you have set forth for us to do. We agree. So that's
Under
just
the new covenant, under the New Testament.
absolutely under the new covenant, up under the New Testament. We have agreed to do uh the will of the Most High at this point. And the will of the Most High is to keep His commandments, His law, statutes, and commandments, and to put your faith in His only begotten beloved Son. That's
That's
what
right.
that's what it's been set up for us to do. You know what I'm saying? But going back a little bit, we're gonna go back a little bit, backtrack a little bit, and we're gonna show a little bit how we got into this position. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna open it up. I mean, we're gonna jump after this. We're gonna go to Leviticus 6:26 and 15.
Leviticus 26.
Yeah, Leviticus 26 and 15.
Okay. Okay, family. The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, starting at verse 15.
Matter of fact, yeah. And look and read the whole. If you ain't never read the whole Exodus, the whole book of Exodus, from 19 all the way to about 24, and then get into into Numbers, into the book of Leviticus, and the book of Deuteronomy, especially Numbers and Deuteronomy, Leviticus too. But it all establishes the law and all establishes what the covenant was what consisted of, the do's and the don'ts. You know what I'm saying? The do's and the don'ts that he set forth. Matter of fact, start that Leviticus in verse 1 because it's gonna explain some of it to you too.
Okay.
Can you
Like
re-give us them scriptures? You said go read the book, the whole book stuff. You said Exodus, Numbers, and what else?
Exodus, check out Exodus, yeah, check out the whole book of Exodus from 19 on up to the end. Check out Leviticus, but yeah, check out Leviticus. You can check out Leviticus. I'm trying to see why I would recommend you start it. Yeah, just check out Leviticus. You will see a lot of stuff in Leviticus.
And then what
Uh,
you say about Numbers?
yeah, check out Numbers too. Uh, and check out Deuteronomy. I ain't really give no for numbers, but just
And
read through Numbers
and
because this is what's called the law or the Torah. Genesis, Exodus, and Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. This what they call the Torah or the law. So matter of fact, read all five of those books and
Exodus, Numbers.
you'll start to understand law. Start to understand the law. And then after that you got what's called the prophets. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, finish those out and you will start to understand the law and the covenant that the Most High made not only with the children of Israel, but with our ancestors, uh Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So with that being said, let's start this off in Leviticus 26, verse 1.
right, family. The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, starting at verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image.
Mm.
Neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land
So you
to
see
bow
that?
oh,
Go on here, my bad.
to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God.
So you see that? So this is just a explanation or a more in depth of what he told you in the very first commandment. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. The first three actually
Hmm.
is dealing with idols and with false gods and deities. And he telling you, letting it be known, don't make no idols. Graven images. Don't stand you up an idol like a Christmas tree. Or set up any images of stone like the Kaaba stone in your land. But he said to bow down onto it. When you look up and you understand what he means when he's saying bowing down, that means to do reverence to bow down and to worship. Come on.
Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary.
So you
I
see that?
am the Lord.
Uh-huh. I am what?
I am the Lord.
So you see that? So not only did he say don't worship or bow down to any idols, but he also said keep my Sabbaths with an S. So when you get into Leviticus the 23rd chapter, Deuteronomy the 16th chapter, he explained to you what his Sabbaths are. His Sabbath, you got the weekly Sabbath. So a man is to work 6 days, and on the seventh he shall rest, which is the Sabbath. But then you also have other Sabbaths, which is like Passover was considered a Sabbath. Uh, the first and the last day of unleavened bread or Sabbaths. So when you read down the list, of the Sabbaths of the Lord, you will see and you will understand what the Sabbaths are. And he telling you, keep my Sabbaths. Come on.
If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit.
So you see that? So that's the very first promise. Because remember when we read what a covenant was, agreement between two parties, or a promise to perform a particular action. And he's saying, this is the promise that I'll give to you. This is the promise that I'm promising to you. That if you keep my statutes or walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them. So that's the most important thing. You can't just be a hearer of the word only. You got to be a doer as well. He said, if you do them, it says, then will I give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees, the fruit of the field shall yield their fruit. Come on.
And your threshing shall reach unto the vintage, and the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time.
So he telling you, man, you're gonna have so much that it's gonna reach from one season to the next season. And this was all back in when we was back in our land. So basically you're gonna have enough. You ain't gonna be living paycheck to paycheck. You will have a surplus that it'll be stretching. You know what I'm saying? You will get one paycheck, and when that paycheck come in, it'll last to and beyond the next paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So you'll have enough to store. Come on.
And ye shall eat your bread to the full, and
Mm-hmm.
dwell in your land safely.
Come on.
And I will give peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land. And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
Mm-hmm.
And your enemies shall fall before you by the sword.
Mm-hmm.
For I will have respect unto you, and make you fruitful and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall eat old store, and bring forth the old because of the new.
Mm-hmm.
And I will set my tabernacle among you, and my soul shall not abhor you.
That's right. Come on.
And I will walk among you, and will be your Elohim, and ye shall be my people.
That's right.
I am Yahweh, your Elohim, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that ye should not be their bondmen. And I have broken the bands of your yoke, and made you go upright. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments,
So now it's the flip side. So now he telling you, look, this covenant is twofold. Look, if you do what you're supposed to do, I'll shower you with blessings. But now he telling you, if you don't do it, if you don't hearken unto me and do all these commandments, come on.
and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if
Mm-hmm.
your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant,
Uh-huh.
I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague, that
All.
all that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies.
Mm.
They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursue you.
Mm-hmm.
And if ye will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish
So
you.
hold it right
Set
there. Hold it right there. Jump down to 25 for me.
okay,
And
25.
y'all read this whole thing on y'all own. Y'all read the whole thing, which I know most of y'all have already, but yeah, check it out on y'all own.
Verse 25. Leviticus chapter 26, verse 25. And I will bring a sword upon you that shall avenge the quarrel of my covenant.
That shall avenge the what?
The quarrel of my covenant.
Come on.
And when ye are gathered together within your cities, I will send the pestilence among you, and ye shall be delivered into the hand of the enemy.
So I jump down to verse 44. I just want to get a couple key points. Jump down to verse 42.
Verse
Nah,
42.
let's see. All right, nah, jump down to verse 40. Read 40 to 42.
Okay, verse 40.
And
If
this
they
all look,
shall,
and this is all explaining what was gonna happen if we broke the covenant. If we had broke the covenant, which we did.
verse 40. If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespass, which they have trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me,
Mm-hmm.
and that I also have walked contrary unto them.
So notice that he's saying the first thing he's saying, if they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquities of their father. So that's what we got to do, y'all. We have to make sure that we confessing our iniquities or our sins. Because it say if you he let you know that if you confess your sins, then he's willing to forgive. But if we don't confess, then look, the Most High gonna continue to walk contrary onto us. Come on.
And have brought them into the land of their enemies.
Mm-hmm.
If then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled,
Mm-hmm.
and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity,
Mm-hmm.
then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and
Mm-hmm.
also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham. Will I remember, and I will remember the land. You said you want to script down?
Keep going.
Verse 43. The land also shall be left of them, and shall enjoy her Sabbaths, while she lieth desolate without them, and they shall accept of the punishment of their iniquity, because they despised my judgments, and because their soul abhorred my statutes. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them.
So you
For
see that.
I
So the Most High saying, even though look, y'all might break the covenant with me, and if y'all do break the covenant with me, he letting you know that uh he ain't gonna utterly destroy us or break the covenant that he made with us. Come on.
for I am the Lord their El, but I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their Elohim. I am Yahweh. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which Yahweh made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moshe.
All right, so we can hold that right there. Now I want to get into this Jeremiah. Jeremiah I think it's we'll start in 2 and 3. Or you know what? No, we'll read this Ezekiel. I'm gonna read this Ezekiel first.
Said Ezekiel,
We're gonna start it in 16.
Ezekiel 16.
Yeah.
All right, well, we want to start at 1.
Yeah, we're gonna start at 1, y'all, because look, our ancestors got out of control. You know, they got out of control real fast. What it wasn't even that long after we came out of the land of Egypt that they had turned away and broken the covenant of the Most High already. When you get into that Exodus, the 32nd chapter, we wasn't even well into the covenant. We wasn't even 10 minutes into a merge with the Most High, and we was already breaking the covenant with the Most High. When you get into that Exodus, the 32nd chapter, Moses up on the Mount Sinai, and he getting instructions from the Most High, and earning the people down there making a calf and bowing down to it. And the Most High had to send Moses down, and he was saying, "I'm finna get ready to destroy all of them. I'm going to destroy everybody, Moses, and we'll make a new covenant, and I'll make a new people out of you." But Moses had to beg the Most High, "Look, blot my name out of the out of the book, blot my name out of the book of life, and spare them." And the Most High had to tell Moses, "Nah, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that." And Moses had to explain to the Most High, "Well, please don't do this, because then it's gonna give your enemies something to talk about. They're gonna say he just brought them out of the land of Egypt just to destroy him." So the Most High moving forward, he had to handle them accordingly. But it wasn't even 10 minutes after we said "I do" that we was already in the arms of another man. To put it to you in lamest terms. We hadn't been married 10 minutes before we was running off with another man or another god, y'all. And that's how it's been throughout our whole relationship with the Most High. It's been a lot of lewd and adulterous behavior. Lewd and adulterous behavior from us. And we still perpetuating the same behavior today. We ain't keeping the covenant that had been made with us, with the Most High. We doing everything but keeping the commandments, his laws, statutes, his commandments, and his judgments. Come on, let's start that off.
It's Ezekiel
Verse 1.
chapter 16 and verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, and say, Thus saith the
Where
Lord
you at?
God. Ezekiel 16 and 3.
No, starting in verse 1. Or did you already hit verse 1?
Yeah, I already hit verse 1.
Alright, my bad. Go ahead.
You want me to start over?
Yeah, start it over for me.
All right, Ezekiel 16 and 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations.
Cause Jerusalem to know her what?
Abominations.
Her abomination. And abomination is something that the Most High considers disgusting. Something that considers disgusting, a disgusting thing. Come on.
And say, Thus saith the Lord God unto Jerusalem, Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother an Hittite.
Right. And he just saying this word all got started for you. You know what I'm saying? Your birth and your nativity was of the land of Canaan, because when we was becoming a nation, these was the individuals that had rulership over the land at the time, the Canaanites. But he said thy father was an Amorite and thy mother was a Hittite. These was the same individuals too that was running the land, and these were descendants of Canaan. So he just letting it be known that this is where your origins began. It began in the land of Canaan when the Amorite and the Hittite were ruling. Come on.
And as for thy nativity,
Mm-hmm.
nativity, in the day thou was born, thy navel was not cut.
Thy what was not cut?
Thy navel was not cut.
Uh-huh.
Neither was thou washed in water to supple thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all.
So right, when so just what he explaining is when we was born as a nation, and he describing it or equaling it to the birth of a child. Like when a child is born, you cut his navel, you wash it up a little bit, and then you wrap it in swaddling clothes. He's saying wasn't none of that done for you. Your navel wasn't cut. You wasn't washed or suppled with water, nor was you wrapped in swaddling clothes. Come on.
Verse 5. None eye pitied thee to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee. But thou wast cast out in the open field, to the loathing of thy person, in the day that thou wast born.
Right, so it was just a castaway. It was just a castaway, and he's saying, "Shoot, you were just cast into the open field. Wasn't nobody pitying you." And look, and he talking about us as a nation. As a nation, didn't nobody have mercy or any pity upon us. Come on.
And when I passed by thee, and saw thee polluted in thy own blood, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. Yet I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou hast increased and waxen great,
Mm-hmm.
and thou art come to excellent ornaments.
Right.
Thy breasts are fashioned, and thy hair is grown, whereas thou was naked and bare.
Right. So he just explaining as a nation, just like a young woman is becoming into and becoming a young woman, and you start to see her breasts start to form and she start to grow her down there. He was saying the same thing as us as a nation. We started to become a people. We started to wax great. We started to increase. And that's why he said, and thou art come to excellent ornaments, thy breasts are fashioned. Your breasts are starting to show, and her is starting to grow in places where it wasn't growing. And it says, whereas thou was naked and bare. Come on.
Now when I passed by thee, and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee, and covered thy nakedness. Yet I swear unto thee, and entered into a covenant with thee.
I entered
That
into a what?
a covenant with thee.
Right, he entered into a covenant with us when he was pulling us up out of the land of Egypt. He's saying, I made a covenant with thee there. See, when you was in Egypt, he was telling us, shoot, didn't nobody have pity upon you? Didn't nobody have no mercy upon you? They cast you out across the field like a newborn that wasn't wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like when you listen to that song, Brenda's Got a Baby. Hey y'all, let's mute our phones. Let's mute our phones. We got some backgrounds coming through. Everybody mute y'all phones. So yeah, so he was like, shoot, you was just like, when that song Brenda Got a Baby, when she wrapped the baby up and she threw him in the trash can. He saying that's how y'all was when I found y'all. But then I took y'all in and I nourished y'all. Y'all started to increase and y'all started to grow and you started to become a woman. He said, then at that point in time, I covered you with my skirt because it was the time of love. He said, I cover you with my nakedness. And when he talking about spreading his skirt over us, that means he put his protection on us, like a husband to do his wife. And then he said, then I entered into a covenant with you. Come on.
Saith the Lord God, and thou becamest mine.
And thou did this what?
Becamest mine.
Right, because we entered into a marriage. It's just like with a wife when her and her husband get married, she become his. She take on his last name. And that's what it was. We took on the last name at this point of the Most High. Come on.
Then washed I thee with water. Yeah, I thoroughly washed away the blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. I clothed thee also with the broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin,
Uh-huh.
and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
So you see that? So the Most High clothed us with the finest clothing, with broidered work. When you look up broidered work, it's colorful stitchings. It's colorful. You know what I'm saying? And then he said, I shod thee with badger skin, meaning he put on our feet badger skin shoes. And then he said, I girded thee about with fine linen and covered thee with silk. Look, this was the best of the best. He said, this what I did for you. When we became married, it's no different from what Abraham did when he went and got Rebecca for Isaac. He showered them with gifts. Man, they was decked out when you read about what Abraham sent Eleazar with. And it's the same thing that the Most High saying right now. It's like, shoot, you get you a woman, and when y'all get married, after y'all get married, you take her on a shopping spree, and you get her the best of the best. You getting her, the finest clothes, the best shoes. Come on.
I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck,
hmm
and I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thy ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head.
So you see that, man, just continuously just decking us out. Just decking us out and giving us gifts. Come on.
Thus wast thou decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen, and silk, embroidered work.
hmm
Thou didst eat fine flour, and honey, and oil, and thou wast exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
Right. So he just painting a picture, man, so you can see the type of love that he had for us was the same type of love that a man should have for his woman. You know what I'm saying, man? I dressed you in the finest clothes. First I married you. I made you an honest woman. Then I decked you in the finest clothes. I put the best jewelry on you. I fed you with the best food. Come on.
And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty,
Right, for thy beauty. And when he talking about your renown went forth, meaning your reputation preceded you. Everybody knew you. Yeah, yeah, here she come, dog. Here she come. That's such and such wife. Man, dang, look at them shoes that he bought her. Look at them clothes. Look at that jewelry that he got her. Man, yeah, man, I just seen them down at this expensive restaurant right there, man. He was feeding her the best food. That's what it mean. It was saying your renown went before you for the beauty that that he had given us. And everybody was looking, all the nations was looking. Everybody knew who he was because of what he was doing for us. You know what I'm saying? Our reputation preceded us. It was like when we was going into the land of Canaan, when them spies met Rahab told it all. She was like, "Yeah, we already know who y'all are and what y'all did to the Egyptians. Everybody scared because y'all coming this way. Everybody scared. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what it was. So again, our renown went before us. Come on.
for it was perfect through my comeliness,
So it was perfect through his comeliness. So it was perfect through the Most High's beauty. Come on.
which I had put upon
Mm,
thee, saith the Lord God. But thou didst trust in thine own beauty,
mm-hmm,
and playedst the harlot because of thy renown,
mm.
and pouredst out thy fornications on every one that passed by. His it was.
So now he explaining to you, see, you started to trust in your own beauty. It was just like Satan and him trusting in his own beauty and his own wisdom. It went to his head. You know what I'm saying? He's saying you was a wife. This was a wife that, you get her everything she want or everything that she can imagine to have, the finest clothes, the best jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Uh, eating the finest food. You know what I'm saying? And she beautiful as hell, but she started trusting in her beauty. And he said she started to play the harlot. See, is it different from being a harlot and playing a harlot? See, you could be a harlot and it be no punishment. See, a harlot just mean an individual or a woman that's having sexual intercourse without a covering or a husband. See, you could be, and it's just a title that an individual takes on. See, it's not necessarily a bad thing because because if you wasn't a virgin or you wasn't a wife, you had to take on the title of a harlot, and it was just to let people know that you had already had sex, and that you wasn't a virgin. That's just all it means. But at this point, this is something totally different because remember, Rahab was called a harlot, not a prostitute, but just a harlot. You know what I'm saying? But this one is saying a woman that's playing the harlot, meaning she's married. Like when you get into Ezekiel, I mean not Ezekiel, but Proverbs, the 6th or the 7th chapter, I believe, it talks about a woman that has a husband, but she walks the street seeking young men who she can entice and lead back to her house and have sex with them. See, this is a woman that's playing the harlot because she's married. Is a punishment for that. There's a punishment for that. So it says, and playest the harlot because of thy renown, meaning because of her beauty. It says, and pourest out thy fornications on everyone that passed it by. He as it was, meaning she was just, this is a wife that's just giving it up to whoever. Oh, you like me? Oh yeah, come on, you can have some of this. You like this? Oh, come on, you can have some of this too. Whoever passed by, he's saying he as it was. You was just giving it up freely. Come on.
And of thy garments thou didst take, and deckedest thy high places with diverse colors, and platedest the harlot thereupon.
Mm-hmm.
The like things shall not come, neither shall it be so. Thou hast also taken thy fair jewels of my gold and of my silver, which I had given thee, and madest to thyself images of man, and didst commit whoredom with them.
So not only that, so now you starting to take. Now we had start taking the stuff that the Most High gave us, and we started to do unthinkable things, unimaginable things, committing whoredom. Come on, with the things that He gave us. Come on.
And tookest thy broidered garments, and covetest them, and thou hast set mine oil and my incense before them.
Right, so they're just like a woman, you know what I'm saying? Right, you give her all this stuff, and she take everything that you done gave her, and she go and she give it to another man. Like, boy, can you imagine how furious that'll make you? How furious it'll make you? Like, hold on, wait a minute. I gave you all this nice stuff, and you turn around and you give it to this. You give it to him. Like, like that, man. That'll send a man into that. That'll send a man into a rage unthinkable. Like you give all this stuff that I didn't work hard to give you, provide you with, and you just give it over to another man. Come on.
My meat also, which I gave thee, fine flour and oil and honey, wherewith I fed thee, thou hast even set it before them for a sweet savor.
Mm.
And thus it was, saith the Lord Elohim. Moreover, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast borne unto me, and these hast thou sacrificed unto them to be devoured.
Mm-hmm.
Is this of thy whoredoms a small matter?
Mm.
That thou hast slain my children and delivered them to cause them to pass through the fire for them?
Boy, he said this ain't no small matter. This ain't no small thing. What you doing to my kids, boy? They're just like what you doing to my kids. It ain't a small thing. And if you keep comparing it to a man and his wife, and you looking at it like, dang, boy, this woman, she didn't just turn completely on her husband. You know what I'm saying? And just giving, just sleeping around with whoever, whenever, and wherever, doing unimaginable things to this man's children. He's saying, shoot, y'all didn't got so wicked, man. Y'all sacrificing the kids that y'all didn't bore on to me. Y'all sacrificing them to Molech. Y'all burning them in the fire. Is this a small thing? Come on.
And in all thine abominations, in thy whoredoms, thou hast not remembered the days of thy youth, when thou wast naked and bare, and was polluted in thy blood.
So at this point, what he just saying, man, shoot, you don't even remember your humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? You didn't let your beauty go that far to your head. You know what I'm saying? You didn't became so drunk off your beauty that you forget your humble beginnings. When you was a youth, you was laid naked and bare, and you was polluted or drowning in your own blood. Come on.
And it came to pass after all thy wickedness, woe, woe unto thee, saith the Lord God, that thou hast also built unto thee an eminent place, and hast made thee an high place in every street.
So he just stood letting you know, bro. We was wicked as hell, man. We was wicked as all get out, bro. Everywhere you turn on every street corner, he's saying it's a high place, and a high place is just a place where you go and worship other gods. He's saying it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everywhere you turn around is a grove here or a high place there, a grove there, a high place here. And y'all going and y'all worshiping and sacrificing to other gods. Going and taking the stuff that I gave y'all and sacrificing it before other gods, putting my incense and my broider work and my silk and my in my linen.
It ain't no difference today, bro. These churches and these synagogues, all these, it's the
Boy, hey,
same
you
thing
sure
going
right.
on.
You sure right, bro. Go ahead and speak on it.
Now, I just saying it's the same thing. These buildings, they not for the Most High. They to worship these other gods, these
Mm-hmm.
no names. You know what I'm saying? And they even some of them that say that they forgot. We know for real who they God really is. You know what I'm saying? We know it's not the Most High. We know that they God is Satan. So you know what I'm saying. Now you see a bunch of these schools of Satan popping up all over the country and stuff like that, and people just outright just saying, hey, we do witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? We into magic, and you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing going on today that was going on back then. It ain't no difference. Ain't nothing new up under the sun.
Nah, straight up. Shoot, ain't nothing new under the sun. Like you just said, shoot, we still doing the same thing. Man, we in every single religion there is. Every single religion there is shit. It's we starting to make up our own religions at this point. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just what he's saying. Shoot, y'all turn into every god. Y'all turn into every god, and look, he's speaking to us as a whole. That's why when we get back into that Genesis, I mean that Jeremiah 2 and that Jeremiah 3, he asks the question. Go over here and see, and go over there and check it out and see, do any other nation change their gods, which are no gods. But he say, shoot, my people has forsaken me, the living cistern, for broken cistern. He's saying what that's the equivalent to, you exchanging a water bottle that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? For a water bottle with holes in it. It'll never hold water. That's what he's saying we exchanged him for. For water bottles that don't even hold water. But we exchanged the living cistern that has living water inside of it. Mm. And come on, let's keep rolling, bro.
All right, Ezekiel 16 and verse 25. Thou hast built thy high place at every head of the way.
Right.
And
That's why
hast,
you got churches at the head of every corner in the black communities. Everywhere you go, man, there's 3 or 4 churches on at the end of the block. I mean, on one block, and they all got different denominations. All different denominations. You got mosque. You got you got all type of forms of worship within the black community.
you got all them things, boy.
Yeah. You got all this new age movement, all of that. But he's saying, man, it's been going on. It's been going on. He said this what we was doing when we had our own land, when we was back at home. We was doing this without anybody doing it to us. We was doing it to ourselves. Come on.
And has made thy beauty to be abhorred.
Right, because you ugly. Shit. It's just like if you got a beautiful woman, right? But she disgusting. She don't love herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's sleeping with the whole football team. You know what I'm saying? You just look at her like she beautiful, but she's poor. She's a poor. Don't nobody
Mm-hmm.
want her. You what they call them now? You ratchet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she a thought. I don't want her. Come on. But you
It's
know
just
what?
like
She
it be real pretty, and then when she open her mouth and she calling herself a bee, calling her mama B, and you be like, nah, I'm cool on that one.
Dead. But you know what it is? What it all boils down to? It
Uh-huh.
all boils down to this is lewd behavior.
Right.
It's lewd behavior. And look, let me look up the word lewd real fast so
Go
we
ahead,
can
bro.
understand it. When you look up the word lewd, right, it's the act of behaving in an obscene, indecent, or vulgar way. Also refer to the fact of referring to sex in an offensive or rude way. So you see
Mm,
that? So that's what it's talking about. And it says, in statutes, lewdness is often used to describe sexual conduct such as prostitution, pornography, or indecent exposure. And that's what it is. That's what we got a lot of now. We just have a lot of lewdness going around, especially with that with these new women rappers that's coming into the spotlight. Boy,
mm-hmm.
lewd. Man, I was looking up some sexy red lyrics the other day, man. I'm telling boy, that girl, she lewd.
Yeah,
She's lewd.
yeah.
Very indecent and vulgar when it comes to sexual things. Indecent and extremely vulgar. A very just disgusting, bro. Just
Bruh,
disgusting.
and I can't
It
get
is disgusting.
why they allowing that girl to come to schools, bruh? Like that's an agenda plot right there.
They didn't let her come to our school,
Ah, they
All
didn't.
but the
praises.
kids love her, and I
Yeah, they
hate it.
do.
It's horrible.
It's a
That's who they
damn
got to
shame.
look up to.
It's,
It's terrible.
Straight up.
yeah, it is, man.
Uh, y'all can
What?
hear me?
Yes, yeah.
That's where it say the outer cup is good, but the inside is full of dead man's bones. You feel me?
That's right. Yeah. Outside look like them whitest of pokers, but
Yeah.
inside it's dead man bones. You sure right, bruh. Exactly what it say. And that's why we gotta be
Well,
cautious.
I can't
Just
even give her that because she ain't no sex symbol at all.
No,
nah,
Hey,
she
yeah, Chris, this all in relations to that. Yeah, he talking about the video that was sent about I think it's the one that Brother Jacob had played that one time a little while back where he was going through the history of our ancestors.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was just showing you like when you get into the Book of Kings, the Book of Chronicles, the prophets and all of that, man, you would just see how wicked the children of Israel was, bro. I mean, we was extremely wicked, man.
Hey, Ed, did you see Brother What's name had a question? He checks us a question.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
All right.
Chris, yeah, Chris. Yeah, yes, to answer your question, yeah, that's in relation. This all in relation to this. That all ties in to what we reading, and this what he explaining. You know what I'm saying? He explaining that everything that they was doing, it was pretty much whole behavior. It was whole behavior because we had entered into a covenant with him or an agreement with the Most High, but yet we around and we dallying and we playing the harlot with other gods. We going and we following the instructions from Buddha, from Moab, from Ashtaroth,
All of them.
we doing all type of
Molech,
wickedness.
everybody, man. It
Yeah,
don't matter who it is. We gon' talk that talk and move and slither on way to them.
yeah. It's just like a
And
woman now. She got a husband. She was like, shit, but shit, I'm still about to get ratchet.
yeah.
I ain't trying to hear none of that. Shoot.
It's just like I just heard today. It was brother. He was asking some women. He was saying, would y'all rather get married to me, or would you get what they call a train or whatnot?
Yeah.
And wow, man, I'm talking about 97% of the women was saying I'd rather do the train, bro.
Damn.
It was terrible, bro. It was terrible. But it just goes to show what time, what I'm saying, what times we in. And you know what I'm saying? Like you could have just been like, I'm not doing neither. I'm not marrying you nor having a train. But they weren't even choosing that. You know what I'm saying? So just just to emphasize the point. You know what I'm saying? That harlotry and playing the harlot is just so just seem like the thing to do now. When it's the thing that got us in the most trouble, and we still been in trouble since we started.
Ain't no shame.
Yeah, yeah, ain't no shame,
I
no shame
agree.
at all. All right, Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 25 from the top. Thou hast built thy high places at every head of the way, and hast made thy beauty to be abhorred, and hast opened thy feet to every one that passeth by, and multiplied thy whoredoms.
Boy, look at that, man. Look how the Most High talking to. That's like a husband saying his wife, man, you a nasty whore, man. You just give it. You opening it up for everybody.
Hmm.
You opening it up for everybody. Come on.
Thou hast also committed fornication with the Egyptians, thy neighbors, great of flesh, and hast increased thy whoredoms to provoke me to anger.
Come on.
And behold, therefore, I have stretched out my hand over thee, and have diminished thy ordinary food, and delivered thee unto the will of them that hate thee, the daughters of the Philistines, which are ashamed of thy lewd way.
Mm,
Thou hast played the whore also with the Assyrians, because thou was unsatiable. Yet
unsatiable. And what he mean when he say unsatiable, meaning that you couldn't be satisfied. You couldn't have enough. Come on.
thou hast played the harlot with them, and yet couldst not be satisfied.
And look and understand what he talking about, bro. Understand what he talking about because when you go back up to verse 26 and he said you played the harlot, I mean you fornicated with the Egyptians, thy neighbors greater flesh. Look, what you think he talking about when he mean great when he saying greater flesh? What y'all think he talking about? Man, he was saying shit, they was hung. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, he was saying shit, he saying y'all was just going after everybody that had a package.
Mm,
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all
mm.
was just going after them because they had a package, and then that's why when you get down here and he say, thou has played the whore with the Assyrians because thou was unsatiable, meaning you wasn't satisfied. You weren't satisfied. Now you just chasing anybody with a big package, trying to satisfy the flesh. And he said, thou was a harlot. Thou has played the harlot with them, and yet could it not be satisfied. You going over here to have sex, but you know how it be when you go and you have sex, but you be like, damn, I'm still not satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's saying. He's saying, shoot, you still weren't satisfied. So now you went from the Egyptians to the Assyrians, and you just gonna keep going. You going from man to man to man, and you still ain't satisfied. Come on.
Boy, that's just like some of these brothers that be having 20 wives and say, I don't do divorce. But she done got you kicked out.
Right,
And
boy.
you out. Oh, man, that's terrible. But let's get to it. Verse 29. Thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornications in the land of Canaan unto Chaldea, and yet thou wast not satisfied herewith. How weak is thine heart, saith the Lord God, seeing thou doest all these things, the work of imperious, whorish woman.
Look up Imperious real fast.
Okay. Uh, imperious, assuming power or authority without justification, arrogant and domineering,
Hold on, dude.
says someone who gives orders in a way that shows they feel superior or more important than others.
Right. So this was a woman that was, it says, of an imperious whorish woman. True. So she thinks she's somebody in authority. You know what I'm saying? You think
Yeah,
you somebody in authority, but you whorish in your ways. It
yeah.
also say,
Title, huh?
yeah, it also say a vixen. Let me look up a vixen real fast.
Sound like them video
A
women.
Vixens.
lewd woman, always
Yeah,
on
video.
display.
Here we go. Right here, it says,
Always on display.
yeah, vixen. It says a spirited or a fierce woman, especially one seen as sexually attractive. Mm, right. That's right. A video vixen.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me see. Let's see if we can
I
find
remember
something.
back in the day, that was the whole thing. They was trying to be video vixens, bro.
Right. And that's what it's basically saying. It is a whorish woman who thinks she got some type of power, sexually attractive, and use her beauty to gain power.
Sound like a sweetie to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come on. You know
Uh,
what? Look, we'll hold it right there. I ain't even realize it's 9:30, bro. Look, we gonna hold it right there and we'll pick it back up. Uh we'll pick
okay.
it back up on Monday. I mean on what, yeah, Monday. Most High willing.
Most High willing. All praise to the Most High and His only begotten Son who lives forever.
Alright, all praises, all praises. Yeah, we'll pick it back up. Most High willing.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ezra, for the lesson, man. It's a good lesson. Thank
Man,
you.
all
Good
Yeah,
praises.
stuff,
that was a
bro.
good lesson.
All
Good
praise to the
stuff,
Most
man.
High,
Putting
man.
that
Yeah,
good
all
nugget.
praises.
All praises.
Yeah, all praise. Yeah, I know the Most High get all the praises, all the praises. But yeah, we'll end it with a psalm. Levi, if you want to roll and get a psalm, if you would, we'll end it with that, y'all.
All right. Uh,
Good read, Levi.
all praise to
Excellent.
the Most High and His only begotten Son who lives forever, my brother. All praise to Him. Uh, let's read Psalms 34.
All right.
With permission of the Most High, in the name of His only begotten beloved Son who lives forever. Long live the King.
Long live the
To
king.
the king.
Okay.
Peace on this wise family. Psalms 34.
Yeah.
I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify Yahweh with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought Yahweh, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and Yahweh heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamped round about them that fear him, and delivered them. O taste and see, O taste and see that Yahweh is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. O fear Yahweh, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek Yahweh shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. What man is he that desireth life, and loveth many days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil, and do good. Seek peace, and pursue it. The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and Yahweh heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivereth him out of them all.
What you want to eat
He
tonight?
keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken.
Yeah.
Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Yahweh redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
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 Allah.
All praises, man. Hey, another
Hallelujah.
happy Sabbath to everybody,
Hallelujah.
man. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Hallelujah.
Shalom, Steve. Shalom, bro. But yeah. What up, brother Dewan? I ain't even see you sneak in here, bro.
Yeah, you snuck in after him, bro. What you talking about?
I did. Oh, okay. That why. All right, then. All right. Well, shoot, it was good seeing everybody, chatting it up with everybody. We'll be back on Monday, most high willing, y'all, and we'll get right back to it. So, uh, you know, doing this little space, man. If anything come up, y'all got any questions, any want to know anything about the scriptures, man, start writing stuff down. That way, we could answer any questions or anything that y'all might have on y'all heart, mind, or soul, when we start coming together. Or even if it's something that y'all might want to go over, just write it down and we'll rap about it. And I know we got a group chat. Skinny Black, if you want to, we'll add you to it, bro. I
Add
mean,
me, add me, add me, add me.
yes,
I'm in.
sir. Okay, we're gonna definitely add you then, bro. I'm gonna have Judas add you tonight then. And
Okay, for sure. Shalom.
and anything that might come across y'all heart, mind, or soul that y'all want to discuss, throw it in the chat, man, and one of the brothers will get right on it. So,
All praise.
all right then. So with that being said, y'all Shabbat Shalom. Most high willing, man, we'll see y'all tomorrow at class.
Shabbat shalom. Happy
Shabbat
Sabbath. Peace,
shalom.
one
Shabbat
love.
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom, family.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, fam.